So today I'm machining a precision fence for my GridPlate fixture system. This of course will work like the dogs that everybody's so fond of, but it gives you adjustment. So first we move into one of my favorite operations, which is facing the stock down, showing the beauty of the material underneath. And of course I'm still tool changer, so there's that, but hopefully we'll get that fixed soon. Now we move into profiling the part. I've been really liking these DLC coated cheap end mills from Amazon. They seem to do alright, especially since I'm not using flood coolant or anything. Now we cut the slot that holds the screw that bolts it down to the GridPlate fixture system. Just using a 1/4 inch flat-end mill for this operation. And of course we have to chamfer every corner. Now we're cutting with a 3/16 end mill through the middle of the part, and that will be where the bolt actually slides through. The threads, that is. And now we're getting set up for flipping the part over to the second operation. I really like the vice jaws that have the parallels, but the stop built right into it. Since I haven't gotten around to making a work holding stop yet. Since my 1, 2, 3 block is up against the stop on the vice jaws, then I could just reference that edge, and then when I put the part in, it'll also reference that edge so that I know where my X and Y datum is going to be. And for a 40-year-old machine, it actually produces really good finishes. I had converted it to run with the Masso G3, and I've been very happy with it. And all the second operations are pretty similar to the first operation, so we're going to face it, and then we're going to cut the groove out. But this is going to be for a second part that we're going to make in this video, and it's what's going to indicate the fence to the GridPlate itself. And now we're on to the second oldest piece of equipment in my shop, and this is my Inco 1440 engine lathe. And of course I dropped my handle and was clumsy in front of all my internet friends. I really need to get a new chuck soon for this lathe because I just measured the chuck run out with a precision bar and it was like 60 plus thou out, which is ridiculous. I got this lathe used from a high school nearby, and I don't know what they did to the jaws, but that thing is toasted. We start by facing the part, and this is just standard 6061 aluminum. I figured for prototyping, aluminum being cheap relatively, but once I go into full production mode, I'll probably switch to a stainless steel or 4041 or something, just so it has a little bit more life to it, because this part is going to actually slide in the fence and it might gull over time. And we're just going to rough the profile down to the final diameter. Pretty cool thing about this older lathe is that if you didn't get the finish you wanted, you just add the material back on and then take another pass. And we're shooting for right at 1/2 inch. We're a little heavy on. We're about 2.5 thou oversized right now. So we'll make our final adjustment, throw a little WD-40 on there, and take our last pass. And 3/10 under, I'll take that all day long. Now ideally I could do this whole part on the lathe, because what's next is we're gonna cut just a little 40 thou tall boss on the bottom, but I actually don't have a working tailstock right now. I'm working on getting that fixed. Probably be a video in the next upcoming weeks. But I can't drill it, so I might as well just take it over to the mill and do the bore on there as well. And you can see here now the locating pucks fit very nicely in the slot that we previously machined. And this needs to be a really tight fit, basically just clearance fit, because a couple of thou out on that slot or those locating pucks will mean that the fence won't be straight once attached to the grid plate. So now we go back to the mill. We're going to machine some soft jaws to hold the puck so we could do the precision boss and drill the center hole. And of course chip. I'm really happy with how these turned out. Everything fits nicely and looks good, which is important too. And I might need to figure out making this a two-piece so that those little locating pucks don't just fall out, because I feel like that might be kind of a pain over time, aligning everything and having those locating pin or pucks fall out on the floor or something, never be able to find them again. But that will come. I'll make another revision on that. I designed this fixture plate system to be really flexible with clamping options. The goal is to make setups easier, since I make a large variety of different products, and a lot of upcoming products needed something repeatable and accurate. Instead of indicating things in every time, you can just bolt on a dog or a fence or a corner stop, or even vises, and have it register directly off the GridPlate so everything lines up automatically and is accurate. Since this is the first time installing the fence, I'd figure I'd indicate it to see where it landed, how accurate it is. And that's about as good as it gets on a CNC router, that is. The bobbing you see is actually the router flexing as it moves around, so the fact that it still lands on zero and stops on zero, it's pretty cool. I'm very happy how this turned out, and I hope it goes a long way in setups. If you're interested in the GridPlate system or the accessories I'm building for, I'll leave a link to my Etsy page in the description. And as always, thank you for watching.